Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to give you another lesson for today. This would be, I'm still a little bumpy in the start. See, it's picking up that momentum. Running and jumping right into the lesson. Ooh. 6 of Pentacles for reciprocity, 5 of Pentacles, 6 and 5 is 11, opening up portals, changing the perspective on marriage, or if you want to take relationships to a higher level, or just self-exploration, understanding the self. Again, we're going through personal change because of the way that we've been affected by others. And this, we have a lot of blockage here. See, my deck is giving a little trouble here to put together the lesson. But I do thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Today is a little bit of a stop and start, because I woke up very eager to do the lesson, and now that I'm shuffling the cards and getting into the lesson, I'm feeling that withdrawal of not too sure. That uncertainty from our Prince of Cups is how most of us are actually feeling about moving forward, pursuing relationships after either leaving one or being left behind, or just focusing on how your relationships, and I'm not just talking about couples, relationships in general, is what that uncertainty is bringing. Again, we're trying to find our peace of mind within ourselves first, that sense of feeling comfortable again in how we deal with people and how people deal with us. It's really heavy, the sense of feeling that I'm getting here. I am grateful that I can pick up my deck, even though it feels like that huge blockage that I got just with the shuffle. We are fighting within ourselves, we are fighting with others to step forward, to stay in the same place, or to make changes one way or another. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting the collective and keeping us safe, and for protecting me, keeping me safe. It's the silence that I feel that even if it's just a few seconds, that pause for silence, it feels like we're in deep thought, most of us. The energy is shifting and has shifted, and it will continue to shift. And we are starting off the new year, even though we are in the Capricorn season, which is it's really tough. This beginning, that slow momentum. Again, I'm cutting the deck more than once, so it feels like we're stopping and starting and stopping and starting, and that is good, because that's how you pick up momentum. All right, what is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit. What does the collective need to learn today? Again, we have our King of Pentacles come back with our Prince of Wands. This is, we're going through the princes as we go. Okay, so our passion, again, that grounded earthly passion, it's a good combination here, where our king, take it as it resonates. We're looking at how Capricorn is shifting. When I say Capricorn, we are in Capricorn season, so that strength, that earth tone of, I need to make money, I need to get my work in order, I need to find a new job, I need, that sense of needing is where we're working out how to get what we need. We're taking what we know to a higher level. This is where that King of Pentacles comes in with the groundedness, because he's experienced, he's educated in life, if not in study. But his sense of wanting to heal, again, it's a healing. And getting that satisfaction through justice. We have the Prince of Swords showing himself under here, wanting to have that communication. Being passionate about it too, just that determination. Again, it's that stop and start. You know, you want to go for it. And then all of a sudden you feel yourself, no, I gotta wait. It's not the right time. It's not the right moment. That's what's going on. I keep knocking these cards. So let's see what's going on here. 5 of Pentacles with the 7 of Swords. So, and then the 2 of Swords. So that 9 of Swords, lots of anxiety, that worry about changing direction. And that King of Swords underneath here showing himself for wanting to be honest. You see, honest about not being good enough and having all this plans and strategy for betrayal. It's all of that we're mulling over and wanting to come away from. This is an interesting lesson to start. Oh boy. Let's see, what is the lesson for today? Okay, let me just do one more fan shuffle. What is the lesson for today, Spirit? Thank you for protecting the collective, keeping us safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. What is the lesson? Our King of Pentacles. Okay, so taking that stand, facing that ego, holding back, moving forward, wanting to go for, planning the next move. Being in charge here, taking control of our own lives, of what we want, where we want to go. Saturn again is shifted. We are moving forward. We are being guided, especially if you have strong Capricorn in your chart. You're going to feel that notion of you need to take charge, you need to take the lead. The lesson in this king is to know when. Remember, he is related to the ego. He is the emperor on a mundane level, pertaining to knowing what to do, when to do, how and why, and to get the most out of the experience, or to make as much money as possible doing whatever it is that he decides he wants to do. It is that timing, knowing when is the right time to step forward or to hold back if that's the case. So what is the tool then? If we have such a, oh my, we just picked up again with the Prince of Wands. So we're going around. You see where when I started the shuffle and I got these two together, it is just that. It is going over the details and holding on and holding back, and that passion. Spirit is giving us, or allowing us, because now this is lower arcana air. Spirit is using us. He's using us. Spirit is using us to help us rise above and evolve. Because remember, if you take a look at the lesson the day before, this king was the evolution of the Prince of Cups. Now we have the Prince of Wands being the key to helping us achieve that momentum of knowing when to make the right move, or when to step back or hold back if the case is. I mean, just see it in your situation. If you are fluctuating between moving forward, holding back, or holding on, or changing, or wanting to change, if you feel that sense of shifting in this Capricorn season, well, that is because Spirit is pushing you that way. And with our Prince of Wands, we feel that need to go through the stages. Now, what we see here is a contradictory, because this king takes his time. He moves very slow, being the earth element here. But this Prince of Wands is very fiery and moves very quickly. So here we see the key now is to move fast and do things quickly, but not necessarily. It's more of acquiring and building up that passion because he moves slowly. So what is Spirit giving us if it is that we have the passion and it is at our disposal because it is on a lower level, lower arcana level? So building up and working through the details slowly to build up on the passion and have a sense of direction, because this is what our Prince is giving us as a key, to find the direction. Remember, the Sagittarius, fire signs, Leo, and the Aries, we are led to the goal. His goal is to become king, and he wants to do it fast. But because this king overpowers the prince by any means, he has to slow down. So it is not the speed that we want to look at here, but the passion involved. This king, earthly as he is very passionate, very sensual. So sensuality and passion building up. What is Spirit doing here? Wow, we have the 10. Sorry. I'm trying to read upside down. I haven't been doing it for a while, so that's why I have to pay attention a little bit here. Spirit is giving us 10 of Wands. So overwhelming, it's burdensome, this giving us the burden, giving us that weight, giving us all of that work that we've done. And now we have another wand here, because this is the Prince of Wands and this is the 10. Together that is an 11. That is a portal, a doorway opening up, helping us to see. Spirit is giving us that ability to go in and look at all of what we've done, all of what we've experienced, and yet have the passion to go over all of what we've done and still do more, because here we need to put the burden down. This is what the 10 of Wands brings in. It says that we are working, we are overworked, we have done, remember the 9, that soldier? Well, he's moved on to the 10, so his back is breaking now. It's overwhelming, and Spirit is giving us this, giving us this understanding, giving us this notion, helping us to see what it is that we have contributed to in causing this heavy burden in our own lives. Because it is what we bring into ourselves, and it is all of what we've done. Whether we've done too much, not enough, or taken over other people's responsibilities in certain experiences that we've gone through, we're looking into that now. This is why the king here is having that stop and start, because he's thinking, well, do I really want to go back and do this again? If I do this, I will come back and have the same result if I go and do the same thing. This is the knowledge that we are working with here, looking for the way to get out of inertia, to change our lives, to change something, because this is where the 10 of Wands is bringing us to realize we are burdened, we are weighted down. There's a lot going on. There's too much happening. I mean, you can just take it from what you've experienced in the last 6 months if you don't want to go further back. Or for some, it's 10 years. For others, it's 7, it's 8. It's your situation where you feel that sense of, I need to change something. Where you start off this year not too sure of where you want to go, but you need to go somewhere. You need to do something. You have a spark in you and you're trying to find the angle of, okay, maybe I can get into this. Is this what I really feel like? Oh, I don't know, maybe. That kind of sense. Because here you're feeling it like you need to choose again, but you've been through so much that you want something new. Because that's what this prince is all about. Always looking for the new thrill. And Spirit is using us. Again, it's all lower arcana. Helping us to go within ourselves and recognize what is going on around us. Opening up our ability to see beyond. A little further. Because remember, with the 10 of Wands, we can't see the way. We're hunched over. We're weighted down. We're a bit depressed, if not very depressed for some of us, and our fire is going out in some cases, or we're on the verge of keeling over with being fed up with certain situations. But yet we are finding that spark within and thinking, you know what, I did this and I did that and that worked and that didn't work. This didn't do too badly. Maybe I can go back to this. This is where that portal opens up, that we still have a bit of fire in us, but we are mindful of the burden. That is where this lesson is very important, coming around with the King of Pentacles, because he is the most grounded of all the kings. Again, he is the emperor. But then he faces his own ego, looking at this prince. And what he recognizes is the burden that his ego has caused to himself and possibly to others, if he's really looking deep within. When Spirit gives us this 10 of Wands, is because Spirit wants us to look at all, not just the one, not just the I, but what effect we've had, or what others have, how others have affected us in some respect. In fact, in a great respect to this card. This is mostly, well, I shouldn't say mostly, it is a combination of the I and others mixed up. So my ego wanting to work and do the best all the time and overperform and taking on too much is one side. But then there's others using and taking advantage of you because you're willing and open to help and give and do more. You see where the scale goes 50-50 here. So although the weight is on the self, this king is weighted down and thinking, I need to change something. After all of this, what is the gift that Spirit is giving us? Well, we come back to our friend, the juggling card here. So we're going to bring things back into balance because it's all lower arcana. And we have the reward broken up with this pentacle here. Okay, Spirit is saying to us, well, you know what caused all of what you can't carry or have to carry, or you know why you put yourself into predicaments. You know your own self-destruction, because this king is facing this. This king is looking at exactly that. What it is that has brought me to this point of I need to please two masters, or I'm constantly putting myself into positions that are difficult for me to get out of. Because that's what the 10 of Wands is. When you find yourself giving too much or taking on too much, and then realizing that it's not really what you want to do, you want to end, you want to change, you want to stop. And here we have the prince looking for some new fun, or a new avenue, a new way, something new, looking forward, looking to that positive, because that is what the King of Pentacles is all about. That new business adventure, that new form of money coming in, or being in control, taking on a new direction, saying, okay, let's go and make money here, do this, get that, etc. So the gift here, again, is to bring back the balance, because things have been thrown out of balance with this, because we're overburdened, or the king, he represents that we have been overburdened by imbalance. So now we need to bring back the balance. That Two of Pentacles, where you have to say, I want more of this and less of that, or you have to find an even ground where you say, well, I'll put that down and I'll pick this up. Or you have to give up something. Again, it's about giving up something and giving up on the weight of the burden. Looking for that new adventure. It's looking into the direction that you want to take that leadership role. How far you want to go with the leadership. That will bring back the balance, and you will get your reward, because it comes into a 3 here. So the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So it is a question of higher understanding, and it's of self-knowledge and understanding that you need to bring back the balance. You see? Higher understanding here. I'm tapping the deck to open it up. Let's just see how far this goes. I'll just bring everything down. Didn't even check the frame. Let me see. Yeah, we're good. It's a heavy lesson when it comes to this Ten of Wands being, Spirit is giving us this, being weighted down, and you're tired, you're feeling the burden, you're just feeling that burden. And then, oh, look, the deck just splits onto this. Quite a bit of cards here. Okay, today I'm not getting away from a lot of cards. So we'll go through them. So we have the Hierophant. Again, that higher knowledge, that self-understanding, that wanting to hold back from making egotistical decisions, if you will, for some. Okay, because it is knowing that you have limitations. Again, this higher knowledge, this healing, this conversation that needs to heal. This king needs to talk, or wants to talk, or wants to look into understanding more of why life is such a burden all of a sudden, or wanting to go further into something new and thinking, well, I need to heal this racy side of myself because it affects my ego, which brings in more damage to my self-esteem. You see, this is going really deep in, especially with the Hierophant here. This is really reckoning with what you've been through, conversations that you've had with others that have brought this burden to you, okay? I mean, it is going in that direction. And then there's this possibility, again, healing conversations that will bring possibilities for starting up something new. We have that possibility, again, with the Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. This king is really a representation of our self-esteem fluctuating on should I, shouldn't I, again with the bringing back the balance, having that conversation, really wanting to speak and have that forgiveness, because this is our Princess of Cups here, and that perfection in relationship, wanting to begin and have that legacy. We have another 10 here, and if we work in with the way the cards fall, this is an ending and this is another ending, which cancels out. So the burden being put down for a legacy that this king wants to have, because he's searching, he wants to have something different, something new, but he's taking it through his passion, what it is that he really loves. And of course, it's all about money for this king. So it's value in the sense where I want to start up a new business, I want to create a legacy, I want to have a new relationship because of the one I was in was a burden. I'm just like, no, I'm just going to go on. I want to go on. Remember, he is still connected to the lesson from yesterday through that Prince of Cups. Being brave enough to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to try again. I want to go off and have a new relationship with someone else if it's not coming back to the person that you were with. I mean, put yourself in that situation, if you did walk away from someone. I know I just laid them down because I want to see how much you can see. Oh, wow, you can see pretty much all. All right, let me just bring them down just a little bit more. Feeling like I'm whizzing through this one, but then I have more cards, so I kind of have to. But I'll say this, I'm enjoying myself. It's been a while, and I do appreciate that. Okay. Let's go through our last level here. We have a full third line where we see our Eight of Pentacles. Again, we're looking at more abundance, more money for some, if it is that you're really focused on work, which is a good thing to begin the year with, wanting to work and having work. The new relationship is probably for that, to get into a new job, or you're thinking you want to start something new. Doesn't have to be romance. It is for some, and it could be I want to get a new job, so I'm going to behave myself and start projecting that side of me which is very productive, and balance myself out from being taken advantage of. And the new adventure I will do differently than I've done before, because we want to bring back the balance. Again, this is 10 here and 2 make 12. Spirit is helping us behind the scenes. Now, if you notice, every card here except for, well, I haven't looked at the Pluto yet, but it ends with the Pluto. But except for these two cards, it's all lower arcana. And that is Spirit opening up the doorway here for us through our burden and our desire to move forward. Spirit has opened up the door and said, okay, I'm going to give you what you need through dealing with others. This is where conversation is very important. And healing that conversation. I say healing that conversation. It's more about looking within the self on how you communicate with the next person, how you communicate in business. If it is that you're business oriented through this read, if you're feeling like you really just want to focus on your work, you want to focus on how you can bring in that abundance, because you will be bringing it in with the changes that are coming up, have been coming up, and the mere fact that you feel that sense of push and pull and holding back or moving forward, or in uncertainty as to which way you want to go, that in itself is creating the change, because you're paying attention, you're feeling, and you're needing to watch your step because of that frivolosity that you know you have deep inside of you, where you can just fly off the handle or just take things too far, too quickly, too soon, and create that burden upon yourself and throw things out of balance. Spirit is turning it as if to say, this is the mirror. Take a look into it and see, because that's what all this is with the lower arcana. It's about reflecting off of others. And that conversation, that sense of talking or wanting to speak, coming here with this Knight, you're overwhelmed, you can't hold back anymore, is what this Knight is representing here. And a lot of conversation, this abundance here, wanting to talk about work, or wanting to talk to people about work, creating work. Again, you want to start up a legacy, This proposal here, having that conversation or wanting to speak about it, brings in a new relationship, whether it is with someone new or with someone that you know that you want to heal a conversation with. This is quite possible, but you just fit it to your situation. And then again, I keep coming back to the abundance, because it is quite important on how we work. You see that overwhelmed feeling, it is due to working overtime or wanting more, that sense of I need. But here, that Eight of Pentacles flows into being patient, that working out the details. If it's not about work, physical work, where you're tired, it is working out the details, mentally as well. And here we see that hope, that conversation that you either will have or have had or wanting to have, thinking about what you want to say, it will affect the next steps that you do take. Because again, this is all wands ending up here, and we're looking at the 3 and then the 2, which is a change in direction in itself as to what you want to do, where you think, well, I've been overwhelmed and burdened by where I work, I want to change and get a new job. And you're thinking about, I want to maybe wait a bit, but then money will come, whether you do your taxes, because tax season is coming around where you have to do your taxes. Money will come from that, and you'll be able to go off into something new that you really want to, for higher knowledge, because you're looking into school, or you're looking into personal growth, in the sense where you want to, you're looking, not that you're looking at retirement, but you're preparing your way for retirement, especially when it comes to the King of Pentacles. That's what he does. He works for the future. So he puts effort in. Even if it's overworking, he'll do it now, so that in the future he can retire and say, well, I'm going to relax and take a vacation and just rest up. But looking forward to money coming in, so that you can change the direction and follow that path that you are interested in, that you feel that sense of healing, like you want to speak to a psychiatrist, for example. I mean, not for everybody. It's just saying that some of us are going that way. We're looking for higher knowledge, to have conversations that raise us or bring us up to a higher level of understanding, deeper within ourselves. So we're speaking with people, or we're looking into speaking with people who can bring us to those type of conversations, where you can have deeper sense of meaning with who you speak with, and on the topics that you choose, that you're interested in talking about. Again, this is where it comes back to going to school. Because with the 3 of Wands, we see that here we have the ability to go off and learn something new, and that passion is linked directly to it. You're talking about it and waiting patiently for the means to bring you to that ability or possibility, okay, that possibility here, to start on a new adventure and be abundant and create abundance. So for work, then, this is, again, it's easier to look at it as if it is for work, but it is abundance nonetheless. And then abundance can mean your surroundings, your philanthropy, where you want to give, you want to be you want to donate, you want to have that ability to give your time. It's not just to build and have, it is a sense of giving. And that conversation coming up next to the abundance here is about being generous, talking about generosity and being giving, and instead of having it taken from you, or feeling that sense of being taken advantage of. This is where you talk about that. Okay, this king who really does not share emotionally, because he is King of Pentacles, right? If anything, he has a real big ego. But this is where we see that ego being healed, and being generous instead of being selfish. Though he is not a selfish king, but having that ego take over creates the selfishness, as if he were in reverse. But all the cards showing here show that he is the complete opposite, where he is being generous and giving and opening up and talking and healing and having deeper conversations that go to a higher level of understanding. It does include weddings and marriages as well. Again, this is the Hierophant, so it is of that highest level, the judgment in the land, if you will. That being healed by a conversation that is very highly spiritual for some, and then for others it is about making money, going to the level of the CEO or the president, you know, that level of conversation where you have to have conversations to have that judgment call on what the next business proposition will be and how much money to invest, and making and starting in new investments, because that is for some here. This is very financial. I'm going to say that it's very financial, but very positive in finance, because having invested and looking into investing brings us to the patience and being able to say, well, I can give up so much, I can invest this much, but you should never invest more than you are willing to let go of, eh? And that is the advice given here, that hurry to invest. The king is being more discerning in business as well as in love. Because in business, we have to say, well, you know what? I need to slow down in my investment because I have to be patient about what I want to come in. Because this 3 and this 1, this wand here make a 4. Because what I want to invest in is for my marriage, for some. Wanting to make that a possibility to step forward and have that nest egg, because that's what this is, looking at what you've done to bring in the abundance, and the abundance is following this. So it's a question of, okay, money is coming in, and now I have to be a little more discerning on what I'm going to do with it. And this 2 of Wands brings into makes up the 5. Again, it's a broken 5. So the dilemma is not so much because we're being patient and we have a plan on where we want to go, because we've been experienced. Experience given us all the burden we could carry and then some. So we're making smarter moves coming up here with this 2 of Wands next to this 5. We're going to say, okay, well, you know what? If this doesn't work, I'll go off and do something. So we've already have plans set up. Again, it is all about being generous and creating that nest egg, and being generous in giving and wanting to have a legacy, because this is the goal. It's to get from the 1 to the 10. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is very beautiful here, because now we have confirmation that this is not going out of balance, but bringing in the balance. So this is really pleasant for me as the reader to see that this 2 of Pentacles is now shaping up to be a more positive experience through readings now. Hopefully it'll continue on this trend where this 2 of Pentacles is about bringing back the balance rather than putting things out of balance. Because here we have, again, we have the 12, but then this Ace is that reckoning, that conquering, that victory in I will have my legacy, and all the work that I have done is coming into fruition, and I will have, I'm sorry, it's Ace of Wands, not Ace of Swords. I keep thinking Ace of Swords. This Ace of Wands is a new beginning here. Wanting that creativity, wanting expression of the passion, because we have another 3. You see, the 2 of Wands with the 1, this Ace of Wands makes a 3 of Wands. So we have doubly the patience, doubly that expectation, that wanting to go forward and have new plans and shape a new destiny because of the experiences that we've had. We have changed, or we are changing, we are healing that ego so that we can move forward and have more, but more with a positive. It's not just having more. Again, just desserts with this Pluto coming in here, making that judgment call, being very creative and patient and passionate about what we want. That new relationship means everything when it comes to change. And it is in the conversation, there is definitely conversation that we need to have. That is going to be a healing process, and the sense of forgiveness. And of course, the just desserts coming in to end up this story. This is a beautiful connection to yesterday's lesson. I will take out an oracle at this point. I so much. I'm just gonna bring them down. It's a lot of cards came out today. I think it was inevitable. Let's see if I could just bring them like this. Okay, because it's gonna mess up with the shuffle. Take an oracle message, because Pluto coming in here is just desserts. Okay, we'll leave it at that. It's pretty clear that this king is really looking to make his judgment call, but he is going through the process. Okay, and when I say he, it is all of us. You just take it as it resonates to you, where you are standing in the light of the King of Pentacles. If it is that you're changing the way you speak to people, the way you think about certain persons, the relationship that you have, you want to heal, you want to not, you want to separate. Think of yourself, because there is going to be conversation, whether it is brought to you or you bringing it to someone else, because it is the King of Pentacles. It can go either way. There is ego attached, but the ego in itself is really where the discerning, and that is where the connection is from yesterday lesson. But I say yesterday, it's the day before, the lesson of the 5th, because if I say yesterday and it's not dated the 6th, because I'm doing this lesson on the 7th. So I think I released the 5th on the 6th. Okay, don't want to complicate things. Thank you, Spirit, for such a deep lesson. This is really beautiful to see ego. This is really lesson in ego changing perspective and evolving. I like that. It's a good lesson. What is the oracle message for this lesson? Thank you, Spirit. Just one more. What is the oracle message for this lesson? Oh my goodness, it is the goat. Okay, again, relating to Capricorn, relating to the king, relating to the emperor, the abundance. The goat is where we can find our way. We're climbing. We're exactly that. He's that push and pull. I'm not sure. I want to go this way. I want to go that way, with this imbalance here coming into balance. Fearless I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way. And the jump, that goat, those little feet that climb up the side of the mountains, that seem to be impossible, and yet they do it with such ease because they've got the small feet. They're made to do it. See, Spirit gives us exactly what we need. And we are able, again, with the free will. Spirit gives us a big ego for a reason, so we could bridle it and tame ourselves. This is why we're going through this heavy burden. This King of Pentacles is being burdened by his own actions, plus that of others, plus that of the mix of his and others, so that he can come now and find his way to bring in the balance and seek that higher knowledge, because his ego is taking him there, but in a good way. You know, like I was saying, you have to really have had enough in order to make a change. And here is our king making that change, climbing up. Again, it comes in a number 13, which is transformation. And we don't see the transformation card here, but Pluto is all about transforming. That judgment call, that we decide, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do that. That free will is what brings us into our just desserts. And we are rewarded. when it comes down to the 2 and this 1 here, this loop, if we stay with just this line, there is a reward at the end for having carried all of the burden. It's not just the negative. We have to see the positive in the negative, and that is what this is all about here. Being able to look within and recognize our own faults is halfway to the healing process, through the healing process, because we recognize and we take responsibility, not just recognizing it, but taking that responsibility is what this lesson brings, to step up and evolve from a player to a responsible man, woman, whichever way you want to look at it. Because in events, this is really our player prince. And we are, again, Spirit is giving us all of that so that we can use the information, use that understanding, use those experiences to change and rise above, all on our own, because we are born to it. Spirit is testing us, so again, Oracle at the end, at the bottom of the deck, and then we have the cow for more abundance coming in. That everything that we need, we have. So Oracle message here: spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown, tell me tales of the forbidden. And I just did when I told you that the Spirit is giving us a big ego so that we could face it. Because that's where we're at now. Those of us who have gone through those experiences where we've been taken advantage of, our time is coming. Me included. I'm part of this collective, where I see my efforts, where you see yours, where you see where you can change, where I see I can change. And actually stepping forward, doing it with the passion for wanting to move forward, for wanting to grow and evolve. Because we are blessed, we are protected. Again, yesterday was the same thing. We have, I look at the cow too, and then we have the chant for the 4, that 4 bringing us back into the balance, to be a part of and have connectivity, which is what is going to happen. There's going to be conversations. Again, the surprise, we haven't received our surprise. We know we have a surprise coming. We just don't know when, and we don't know what time, and we don't know what it's going to be. But then we have this confirmation that whatever we get as a surprise is going to give us everything that we need. May the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming, because Spirit knows that we are growing and changing. Spirit has encouraged us because of all of what He's given us here. Spirit has given us imbalance and burden and player mode, the player mode lifestyle, and a big fat ego, all in the same. So that we can now turn it around and say, I'm responsible, I'm passionate, I discern, and I have the passion to go on, and I bring in the balance. When I speak, I am honest with what I believe, and I project what I follow and what I believe through my words. And because of that, I get my just desserts. And it is abundance, and it is abundance. Capricorn season. Money coming in with the 8 and the 10 of Pentacles. Money is coming. Whether you did well in your year and you're going to receive your income tax, your return, you're going to get a good return, or you're getting money somewhere. And if it's not in the form of money for others, the abundance is in people around you, love, affection. Whatever you call abundance, it is coming. It is coming. And on that note, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next lesson, love and light.